Hello everybody, Dr. Todd here, and I'm going to be talking about interview skills. Again, I've talked about this many times, that if you imagine some kind of athlete that has spent years and years and years of training, say they're going to do the long jump at the Olympics, well, the long jump only lasts a few seconds, they run and they jump, but all those years of training, all that sacrifice, all those hours in the field to earn a gold medal. Well, if you don't have the necessary skills and you haven't prepared, that's going to be too bad if you don't understand that it really is that moment in your life that you have that very short amount of time to impress. That's kind of like an interview. You've gone to school for many years, you've worked, and finally get the interview for the job of your dreams. You need to be prepared. So, here's a few interview tips. So, look at these different questions. Number one, the interviewer might say, "Tell me something about yourself." They also might say, "Why should I hire you?" And "What are your strengths?" Guess what? These three questions are the same question. Why should I hire you? What are your strengths? Tell me something about yourself. They want to see if you can answer the same question in three different ways. The worst thing you can say, "Well, like I told you," because if you say that, guess what? They're going to think, okay, this person doesn't have that much to say about themselves. So what do? You have to have three stories with numbers. Three different stories about your successes in the past that are about 45 seconds to a minute long. You get straight to the point, but your story has a number. For instance, this one story, this gentleman talked about that he was just simply checking people into a hotel, but the maid service had gone home, and he knew that. So he told the people checking in, "Could you hang on for a second?" He quickly cleaned up the room, and then he checked him in. Had he not done that, and the room was dirty, these people would have been furious. They would have gone on Yelp. They would have complained about the hotel, insisted on their money back, and bad mouth would have spread. So he probably saved that hotel about $10,000. So the title of his story is, "Here's How I Saved a Hotel $10,000. Did you save somebody money? Did you save somebody time? Did you increase their productivity? Did you do something to help the business that you're working at? Have three different stories with numbers in them. Okay? Next. What are your weaknesses? Don't go on and on and on about your weaknesses. Okay? This one woman had the job that she was applying for, interviewing for, but then she went on and on about her weaknesses, and she didn't get the position. One sentence. "Well, sometimes I'm hard on myself, but I'm working on it." You could even make a joke about it. "Well, it's hamburgers." But then you say something serious that, sometimes I try to take on too much, but I'm getting better. One sentence, be truthful, but you don't have to go on and on and on about your worst weaknesses. Finally, do you have any questions? Ask one question only. If you understand when people are interviewing, if you ask them a bunch of questions at the end, they're going to think, gosh, this person's going to drive us crazy if we hire them. Maybe one question, not about salary, not about benefits, not about anything about yourself, but something about the position. Like, what would be your advice if I started to work here? What are some of the biggest mistakes people make when they start working here? You're wanting to learn. You're wanting to understand the position better. Salary and all that kind of stuff, you get into it later. But only ask one question. So, record yourself practicing these questions. All right? You literally answer these questions into a recorder, into your cell phone. Listen to yourself. You can even videotape yourself like I am now. And look at how you sound and look. It's kind of brutal, but it really does prepare you to be better in the interview. Okay? Finally, follow up. You follow up with the person with a letter like this, thanking them for the interview. I've had interviews where it's very, very close between two people, but that person who follows up with me with an email, with a note, that's the person I will hire. More videos to come soon. Thanks, guys. Work on your interview, and I'll talk to you soon.